guys, welcome back to another 3 Amigos video. We're here at Lake Seacock Skate Park. It's actually getting very hot, but I couldn't resist and cover the new X2D Mark II that we have our hands on. And it just arrived one day after the release, and we were quite lucky to actually get it. And yeah, I just want to test the autofocus and see how it performs in the skate park, and maybe basketball, volleyball, and other kind of sports that are happening around this park. So let's see how it actually stands up. One fun fact is that the camera is actually getting very hot.
So are you.
So am I.
It's like almost like an eye autofocus.
Yeah.
So do you have to? So you tap half the shutter and then it locks on. That kind of
Yeah,
thing?
yeah. Half press it and then it will. So let's see. Ah, okay. Let's see. That's a cool shot, right?
Yeah.
Oh. Wow, 好高。
Oh.
So hot, man. We need to only shoot in the winter. That's only how it works in Hong Kong. Summertime, it's very tough.
One like for Junior Sweat.
Yes. Actually, more than one like if you can. Yeah. Next test, soccer, or as we call it, football. You know, it's not too far from us right now. I'm using the 90, and I just want to see what we can capture in kind of an action shot kind of environment. Let's see. Maybe a moment right now. Yeah, slow jog first, yep.
Okay. That's the bright.
It seems like he's nailing the focus very well.
Yeah, looks good.
Yeah. Yep.
Ready?
Yep. That's very cool. Cool.
Don't try dark.
Yep, let's try that. Cool.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
That's cool. I definitely it nails the focus.
You want what? Let's do it.
Yeah. How come there's no one? Go on. Oh, wait. Nice. Oh, that's the shot. Okay, that's pretty cool shot actually. It's like
Nice.
So I'm actually inclined to say that maybe for some sports photography, it might actually work. I think the continuous autofocus, again, from the back of the screen right now, it looks pretty spot on. And I think once we go back to the studio, we'll look at the pictures, we'll share the link also with the pictures that you guys actually can see. But obviously it's slow in terms of how many frames per second you can shoot, but the frames that it's capturing, it seems to be in focus, which is quite impressive. So I can see myself using this for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, for example, which I do shoot quite often. And yeah, I think for that kind of sports, it should nail it without a problem. So yeah, let's see, back at the studio. We're here back at the studio, it's much cooler. So let's take our time to review the pictures. We'll make sure to provide the links to the pictures down below so you can actually download them and also check by zooming in and seeing if the focus matches your expectations. So without further ado, let's jump into it. And let me know, by the way, in the comments below if you think the Mark II is worth to upgrade in your perspective, or you're going to stick to the X2D or stick to the 907X. In my case, I sold my 907X for the X2D Mark II. And let's see, after reviewing the pictures, if it made sense. So let's dive into it. All right, guys, so let's start with some pictures of Milo, which is Stanton's dog. So I just want to say that, by no means I expect the continuous autofocus to be perfect, right? I don't think even my Canon RFR Mark II is perfect. So therefore, I'm just trying to understand the hit rate, and that's why I burst through the shoots that we did today in order to actually see how many of the pictures are actually in focus and to understand if it's actually, a gimmick, is it overhyped, or is this actually something that is quite good to have, right? So let's dive in. So this picture you can actually see, I would say, you kind of nailed the focus itself. I would say it's very close to the eye. It's not perfectly on the eye, but it's close enough for me to be happy with this picture. This was shot at 2.5, so wide open with the 55V. There are cases, as I mentioned, that it doesn't nail focus, right? So this is a good example. Potentially in this case, Milo appeared in front of the camera very quickly, and I just didn't have time to nail the focus, but still it took the shot assuming that it was in focus, right? In this case, obviously it wasn't, but something to be aware of, right? So how many pictures were actually in focus? I do think, for example, these ones are in focus. These are also shot at 2.5, and this is perfectly on the eye, right? So Milo was walking towards me, and still the camera was able to track it and hit the focus correctly. I think that's quite impressive to say, right? It's something that I wouldn't be able to do with the 907X, for example, right? That I used to have. Again, another picture of Milo nailing focus. This one also nailing focus. This is at 2.5 as well. I think these ones are at 5.6. Looks really good. Again, Milo walking towards me, still pretty good. Okay, so this was shot in burst mode and was also using animal detection so that it could track Milo, right? So now let's jump into people, right? So Stanton had a bit of a workout today. He walked, he's jogged, light jog, fast jog. He did a lot of different kind of variations for you guys to actually see the hit rate of this camera. So in this case, you probably saw these shots actually. Stanton was filming while he was walking towards me, and I was just trying to take pictures as he was walking towards me, right? So as I look at these pictures, they are tack sharp, right? So the focus is on the eye. This was shot at 2.5, wide open, 90V. Yeah, nothing more I can say, right? I'm pretty happy with this shot, right? So another one here is maybe a step back. Still in focus, right? So I mean, it does miss from time to time, but I don't think is a big thing. Again, my Canon is not perfect. So for example, this one it missed ever so slightly. This one is spot on, so it's pretty good. We also did some tests on the shade because face focus does struggle a little bit in the dark. But this is not complete dark or low light. It was just on the shadow side. So you can see actually it nails the focus as well. Let's see any other in out of focus. Yeah, all of them are pretty good. I would say they're good enough for me to use for any of my shots. I do think that some of them are not perfect, but I'm happy with them. I do think that a lot of them would have been missed if I used the 907X, and that is something that I'll always repeat myself because that's the reason why I upgraded from the 907X. Even though that camera, I'm gonna miss it very dearly. It's a piece of art, and maybe in the future I'll buy back. But for now, I'm quite happy looking at these pictures.
with the purchase that I did with X2D Mark II. I do think buying this camera for the continuous autofocus, to be able to track my daughter as she is now running around, I do think is, you know, quite important not to miss the shots, which sometimes I did miss with the 907X, and I felt a bit gutted because I do think those were nice moments to have, and you know, the pictures are not really in focus, right? So with these, I do think that I'll miss less moments, and that's what I really wanted about this camera, right? So maybe let's go to some sports. So this one here is some people playing soccer. Again, these subjects are not static. They are in the middle of the action, and I do think is in focus. It's not exactly on the eye. This is at 4.8, but I do think that it's close enough. I do think at 4.8 maybe could be a bit sharper on the eye, but I could probably touch it up a little bit in post and work with it. Let's see. So this one, quite sharp. Yeah, I would say nails the focus. This is someone that was in the middle of about to run, turn, or something like that, and is still able to basically nail the focus. Okay, now to the cool ones, right? So this one is in the skate park, or at the skate park, and yeah, we were quite lucky to have some skaters there, and they were also very kind to let us take some pictures of them. And I mean, this is like someone that's coming down the incline at a given speed and is still able to track and take pictures. Again, this was taken in burst modes, and one thing to note is that with the Hasselblad, obviously it's not going to be the same FPS as the Canon or the Sony, but it still allows me to capture these moments, right? Which is the theme for this camera for me, is to not miss as many moments as I did before. This is very sharp. This is a very, very usable picture. Let's look at this one. Also, the head is so sharp. This is also shot at 5.6, so obviously a lot of the picture is going to be sharp, and but the point is that the focus didn't hunt, which it does happen to some cameras. At least in my experience, it didn't hunt back and forward. It tracked the subject and it stick to it, right? Which is pretty cool. So this one also pretty good. Hair very sharp. Subject is perfect. Yeah, quite happy with that. So now maybe one example of low light, right? So this is where the Lidar is going to shine a little bit. You guys probably saw in the video, there's an area of underpass, which was a bit dark, low light, but still is able to track Stanton as he's moving through the light, right? So you can see the hair is in focus. This is shot at 2.5 as well, which, yeah. 907X, I'm almost certain that it would have struggled to focus here because of how low the visibility or the light was in that situation. So overall, obviously, as I said, it's not perfect, but is good enough. I do think it's definitely a step forward. I think whatever DJI, Hasselblad, you know, the collaboration that they have done in this camera definitely pays off. I do think it's a worth upgrade for me. You guys have to decide if it is an upgrade that you want to take. If there's anything that you want me to test about this camera, do let us know in the comment below, and we'll, you know, make it happen. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure you like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more content on Hasselblad and other cameras that we have like Leica and Canon. So stay tuned.